You may be wondering what the A game philosophy is, and that's a good thing because that's why we're all here. We're here to understand and learn how to use the A game philosophy in our daily lives. So, what is it? Where did it come from? Well, it really is the brainchild of my twin brother Tao, and we got together with our personal experiences, our work experiences, both having been high-level Division I athletes. We both played at BYU. We were freshmen on the 1984 national championship team. Along with that, having been in the broadcast business personally, being able to study some of the greatest athletes in the world, including Michael Jordan, and the list goes on. And what do those people do? What do they have in common? Speaking of successful people, whether they be in athletics or in business. And as we studied that, we discovered that all of these successful people, men and women, have certain things in common. And that's where the A game philosophy was born. And it's 5 simple principles, starting with aspire, acquire, apply, achieve, and finally acknowledge. And those 5 principles we'll delve into as we discuss the A game philosophy on a daily basis. And we'll do it in a live format as well. Obviously, this is a pre-recorded video, and that's going to be necessary at times, but we believe that personal live interaction is important. In fact, if you were to ask me as a broadcaster whether I'd want to do a tape show or a live show, I'm always going to say live because there's something about it that energizes you. There's a feel about doing something live. In fact, in the broadcast business, oftentimes, as I'm doing a show, we might have some pre-recorded elements that are part of the show. And so you try to record those before the actual live portion of the show. And sometimes, whether it's a technical difficulty or human error, you might not be able to get those things recorded. You end up with a little kind of a window where you have to make a decision. Are we going to try to record this or are we going to do it live? And I love it when I hear in my ear from the producer, because we're running out of time to try to tape something. He'll say, F it, let's do it live. Right? F it, let's do it live. And it's always better that way, because even if you make mistakes when something is live, you just keep on going. And so we're going to have, as part of the A game philosophy and the A game Institute, as you join this movement, we'll have opportunities to interact live and be able to have an organic, genuine conversation and talk about what these different principles mean to me, what they might mean to you. And I'm hoping that I'll learn as much as you do in the process. Yes, we are the authors of the A game philosophy. At the same time, we're always learning as we go about something different. What's your perspective? That's what I want to know. That's what we all want to know, right? That's where we learn, is to figure out how somebody else is seeing it, and that part is important. So the A game philosophy is, again, those 5 principles and how you apply them in your lives. As we've looked at these different professionals, whether they be, again, in athletics or in business, what are they doing that allows them to be successful? And we wanted to do something that was going to be self-sustainable, that can self-perpetuate. Because there's a lot of hype videos out there, right? You see them all over on YouTube or wherever you might be looking at these hype videos, guys telling you, and they're yelling at you and trying to get you motivated. And that's great. I'm not here to say that that's the wrong approach, but that's not what you're going to get here at the A game Institute. Our approach may be a little more, for lack of a better word, philosophical and practical. And one of the things that I do as a broadcaster, but more so in my work as a counselor, I'm a licensed substance use disorder counselor. And in the work that I do with clients, I'm always talking with them about practical application of the principles that we're discussing in addiction recovery. I talk with my clients about, and especially in a residential treatment environment, it's great if you can stay sober for 30 days while you're in a residential treatment facility, but it serves no purpose if when you get out, you relapse. So how are you going to take the principles that we'll discuss here at the A Game Institute and take those things and actually apply them in your daily life? How does that work? How can you do that? Because that's where you're going to achieve success. If it's sustainable, if there's a practical application to every principle. So the principles are nothing new. It's not like you've never heard about aspire or acquire or achieve. It's not like you never heard of these different principles, but we're going to discuss them hopefully in a different way, in a deeper way, and in a way that you can look at it and say, okay, that's how I'm going to do that in my life. That's how I'm going to use that principle to achieve success in my life. That's what the A-Game Institute is all about. We study human performance, and we're looking to be able to duplicate things that other people are doing. We're not here reinventing the wheel. We're taking things that other people have done for years, for eternity. These are eternal principles. But how do we do them in our personal lives on a daily basis, practical application of these various principles to help us achieve success?